Let's make sure. All right. Good afternoon, KW South Bay. How's everyone doing? Why is everyone so spread out today? I know you had back-to-back stuff. Wasn't Nina's session this morning for the mentees? Wasn't that pretty cool? Yeah, it was really cool to see all that. So we're going to also announce at today's team meeting all of the winners that won this morning as well. You know, we definitely want to, congratulate all of the agents that really step up, do the activities that will ultimately lead to opportunities and appointments. That's the whole purpose of what we do. So you guys ready? Oh, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can you believe it's already November? Yeah, November. So please make sure to silence your phones. Silence your phones, please. Okay, out of respect to your colleagues. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, our mission to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of choice. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Yes. All right, let's continue. Next slide. Just a friendly reminder, our support team, okay? These are the individuals that are supporting you, your business, okay? And your clients. We're all here to help and contribute to your success. Next slide. And our 2025 Agent Leadership Council, again, all of the amazing agents on this list are here to support. Eric is one that dials in every week and helps with role-playing, scripts and dialogues, and objection handlers. All right, let's continue. Next slide. Let's wish all of the anniversary agents. So if you're on this list, thank you for being part of this amazing organization and being part of South Bay as well. Okay, let's continue. Next slide. And our November, look at the list of all of the birthdays for November. Any of you on this list, go back. Any of you on this list that is here are November birthday, stand up. Who? All right, stand up. Stand up. Yes. Happy birthday to you both. Awesome. Awesome. Happy birthday. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's continue. Next slide. All right, we want to thank and recognize our veterans. As you know, next week it'll be veterans and remembering and honoring so many. Please give many a round of applause for being part of the amazing military. And thank you so much for your service. We got Robert, we got Leslie and Jim and Alexis and Ryan. So if you happen to see them, please make sure to thank them for their service and in honor of veterans. All right, let's continue. Next slide. And then KW Coastal Properties is hosting this event on Saturday, December 13 at 9 a.m. If you're interested, please make sure to support, either be part of the group to volunteer or part of the gift of gratitude. So either of those, please make sure that you help and support. Drake, who has been doing this every year, is a big support to the military. He's part of the KW military as well. And this is something that he just gives back in honor and respect in the victory of all of our fallen military. So if you're interested, and if you do have any questions whatsoever, you can also reach out to Drake. His phone number is there, 562-888-49016. If you have any further questions about this event. Okay, let's continue. Next slide. All right, KW in the news. KW was ranked on America's Most Admired Workplace for 2026, listed by Newsweek. Give yourselves a round of applause. KW ranked number 5 out of 50 on Glassdoor's Best Lead Company of the 2025 list. And then KW was ranked on the top global franchisees list for 2025 by Entrepreneur Magazine. So if you want to have any of this stuff as part of your social media, please make sure to click on that QR code. We're the only real estate company named on 2025 Best Lead Company. So give yourselves, again, a round of applause. That's amazing. This is why you want to align yourself with such an amazing organization as KW. All right, let's continue. All right, save the date. Who's excited? Just around the corner, December 11 is our holiday gala, guys. Last year was awesome. We had it at the Carson event. It was such a great, and the beautiful thing was, it was amongst all of the 4 offices. So you get to rub elbows, network with other colleagues, not just with the South Bay office, but also from the Long Beach, the PV office, and the Valley office as well. So please make sure to RSVP and be part of this amazing event. Remember, December 11th. We'll provide you with additional information on times and location, but it'll be an amazing event to be part of.
And Simon,
yes,
that's good because everybody gets to come and celebrate my birthday on that day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That day, December 11th, is actually Fred's birthday. So not just the gala, but we also get to wish Fred a happy birthday as well. So, well, we definitely got to say happy birthday, right? We should put here Fred's birthday as well. Awesome. Yeah. Let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, let's thank our launch sponsor for what type of pizza is this? Domino's? Yeah, Domino's Pizza. We got Seth with Reminder Media. He's online, by the way. So Seth, are you on the call?
Yep. How you guys doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir, we can.
All right. Well, I'll pop my screen up here for you guys. Give me 1 second to do so. Oh, and you know what, Simon? I might need ability to share screen from your end if you're able to help me out with that one.
Yeah, Natalie, can you assist, please?
And while we're doing that, Simon, I was going to ask too, I know we work with a handful of agents in the office already. I know one of them for almost 15 years now. Do we have any current clients with Reminder Media here today?
Anyone?
All right. Well, I guess we got a lot of first timers then. So my name is Seth. I'm the marketing coordinator with Reminder Media. So we've been around 21 years now. We're based out of Philadelphia. We are on the last deadline for our holiday edition. So if anyone's looking for a nice, unique touch for their holidays for the contacts, we can assist you with that. But really, our whole concept in a nutshell is real estate's such a relationship-driven business. We help our clients stay connected to people that matter most. So your favorite clients, your A-list spheres of influence, really just to make sure you're staying top of mind, you're getting referrals, you're getting repeat transactions, because we know the last thing you want to hear in real estate right now is someone you know just use a different agent. And I know we hear that one a lot. So I don't spend too much time on the data and the statistics of it all. The two that I always bring up, one is NAR finds 81% of sellers end up listing their home with the first person they talk to. So I don't expand on this one too much. It's pretty cut and dry. If you're not first, you're last. So it really just shows how important it is to make sure as soon as real estate comes up for the contacts in your database, your name's on the tip of their tongue. And then the other one, which again, you guys know better than I do, the majority of business in real estate is coming through referrals. So NAR finds 65% of the sellers, 56% of the buyers are finding their agent through a referral. So this is really what we try to hyper focus on. And now that makes this graphic a little interesting. So this represents where NAR finds agents spending their time and their budget. And NAR finds pretty much everyone in real estate spends all their time and all their money over here. So it's like billboards, email marketing campaigns, geo farming. And these things are great. They will account for about 35% of all the listings. Now, what's interesting is NAR also finds the majority of agents will spend $0 per year on the referral-based and relationship expenses. So it kind of shows us a lot of people put their time, their energy, but most importantly, the marketing dollars, maybe not in the best place. And the one thing I love about our company, we do try to put our money where our mouth is. So we actually started our own real estate team about 7 years ago. This is our CEO's nephew here. We used him as the guinea pig. We threw him in real estate. We gave him our tools, gave him our coaching. And it's been really great for us as a company just to see firsthand, all right, what works, what doesn't, and what do we need to get better at? So the team's done really well. They're based out of Lynchburg, Virginia. They quickly became the #1 team in Lynchburg, and now they're the #4 in the state of Virginia overall. So even in little old Lynchburg, they are competing with some of those big time DC agents. And then one question that we get a lot is, does this work for new agents too that don't have the laundry list of clients? So we started giving this guy a shout out. This is Tim Bushnell. He's the new guy on our team. He's coming up on 2 years now in real estate. In Tim's first full year, he ended up doing 70 transactions in 2024. And if that's not impressive enough, he was a transplant from Texas. So he came to Virginia having a really small database. Tim has really helped us write the book on how we work with our newer agents. Now, I always follow that up with, we're not trying to like impress you guys with Tim's numbers or brag about how well the team is doing, but it's really proof over promises. We actually believe in this stuff. We do use it ourselves, and over 50% of our team's transactions are coming through referrals. And the custom magazines, this has really always been our cornerstone. So I'll pull it up here and walk you through a bit of detail. So the Good to Be Home magazine, this is the crowd favorite. This is the one I want to spend the most time on. We make this one specifically for residential agents. We do have 4 magazines in total. So the American Lifestyle magazine in the middle, this one's been around for 21 years now. It's kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to content. You'll have travel, health, recipes, home decoration. Got a little bit of something in there for everyone. The Start Healthy on the left has a healthier spin to it. Overall health and wellness, it has healthier recipes in there. So this one's really nice either for the New Year edition, or if you have health and wellness clients, they would love the content in this magazine. And on the right side, the Business in Action, this one we make for the commercial agents. It's all business related content inside. So if you do any commercial work, or even if one of your friends or clients owns a business, this one could be a nice fit for those contacts. But going back up, so the Good to Be Home, this one has been the crowd favorite. It's all home content inside. So it's home upkeep, home decorating, still has some recipes in there. Now, the nice thing about us having the 4 different magazines, you will have access to all 4. So if 5 contacts would love the Start Healthy magazine, but everyone else would want the Good to Be Home, you can have different contacts receiving different magazines, or you can switch things up from mailing to mailing. But you'll always have the options, you have the variety with it. And then one thing I always point out, we do all the content in-house. So our creative team, they've been doing these magazines for 21 years now. They're starting to get pretty good at it. Nothing controversial. There's no politics, no religion in here. You won't get any angry phone calls about the content. And the other nice thing is no advertisements. I know sometimes you go through a magazine and every inch of every page has different businesses being featured. Not the case here. It's entirely your magazine. And then really the big reason that it works so well, it doesn't have a ton of real estate in the content. So this is not 48 pages of market updates. And for that reason, it comes off more as you're sending your contacts a gifted item of value rather than sending the in-your-face piece of marketing. And then most importantly, customized to you guys. So go back to the front, I'll walk through the customization points. So anywhere you see this wonderful stock photo model, of course, that will be you guys. So as soon as your contacts pull this out of the mailbox, you're the first thing they see. They know exactly who it's coming from, no question there. In terms of the imagery of that front cover, we do have about 40 different front cover designs to choose from. And even for the holiday edition, we do have some that are more standard and neutral, some that are more seasonal, and then we'll have all the holiday option. We'll have Christmas, Hanukkah, general seasons, greetings. So the nice thing is you can always choose, which theme or which holiday you'd like to lean into. So there's a ton of different ways you can spin this magazine. Now on the inside of the front cover, again, a lot of our clients will use this in place of a typical holiday card. So it does say the contact's name automatically right at the top, Dear Bill and Judy, rather than a generic Dear Valued Resident. With the letter itself, we'll always have a letter that we've written for you as a starting point, which most of our clients use. But then from there, you can edit the letter, you can write your own letter entirely. It can even be customized down to an individual level. So if one of your clients had a baby or bought a new home, you can actually wish them a congratulations right in their personal magazine. And on the right side, you'll see one of the branded tear out cards. They're about the size of an oversized postcard. One in the front of the magazine, a second in the back of the magazine. We always try to make the content with these something that's useful. So the recipe cards are popular, the do-it-yourself tips around the home. And these are great because, again, they have your branding. So they can tear it out to give to their friend that's thinking about moving. Maybe they keep it for themselves for the recipe. It's just one more way that we keep you in the home longer, extend your reach in the community. And then all the way to the back, you'll also have the full back cover, the full inside of the back cover, and then there is that second tear out card. Now with the back cover and the inside of the back cover, again, we'll have plug and play options for you there too. This has hands down been the most popular back cover option we've ever had. It is a listing lead source. It'll say scan here to learn the value of your home. They scan the QR code, they punch in their contact info, and then that shoots you an email letting you know, hey Simon, Bill and Judy at 123 Main Street are requesting a home valuation. Here's their contact info. So it's been a great source of leads for listings for our clients. And now the other nice thing is these can also be blank canvases. So if there's anything else you'd like us to include, you could send over client testimonials, success stories, listings. You could even do co-branding. So lender, title company, even like contractors, we can feature right in your magazine as well. But that's really how it's laid out. So again, 48 pages, 8 articles per issue, and it is fully customized to the agent. And one of the really nice things of us having that team in Virginia, it has helped us fine tune some strategies. So a couple things that are working really well for our team. One is open houses. I know last year our team of 5 agents, they did 19 transactions. This year they're up to 17. And it's pretty simple. They'll take a little stack of the magazines to the open house and they use it almost like an elevated business card. It's a great first impression piece, but most importantly, it helps you stand out. Because I know when my wife and I were buying our home, we would go to 6, 7 open houses. And after the third or fourth one, everyone kind of has the same buyer's guides printed out from the office, the Vistaprint business cards. It all kind of starts to melt together after a few. So I promise you'll be the only person with the 48-page custom magazine. And then if you want to take it a step further, a little strategy our team does a lot, we'll do a cookie recipe for that front tear out card. We'll bake the cookies, bring them to the open house. And it's almost the guarantee way they're going to take the magazine with them, but then also revisit it when they want to go make that cookie recipe. So that's been a fun strategy our team does a lot. Now, on the flip side, you could also bring your listing presentations. So again, great first impression piece, but you could also let that prospect know, hey, I can actually feature your home in my magazine that goes out to my VIP clients in the community. So it also gives you one more selling point for the listing presentations. And then a really clever way our clients use these to get in front of some new contacts outside of your network is taking them to high traffic local businesses. Because one thing that is true about everyone, including the folks buying and selling their home, is they still have to go to the doctor, the car mechanic, the gym. I mean, those high traffic doctor's office waiting rooms, there could be 30, 40 new people each day coming through there. But the two that we hear the most from our clients, one is still the divorce attorney's office. Unfortunately, if somebody's at the divorce attorney's office, there could be 1, 2, possibly 3 transactions coming up. And the other that we hear a lot is the hair salons. You know, if somebody's getting their hair done, they're telling the hairdresser everything going on in their lives. The hairdressers usually know who's moving in town. So again, these can be some great places to be seen by some new folks. And then the last little bell and whistle I want to go with you guys is the likely to move report. So now when you send us a contact list, our marketing coaches will go through and look at their household income, how much equity they have in their homes, and even the behavioral data of the websites and apps they're using. The report's been 24% accurate on picking contacts that are moving in the next 6 months to a year. And I won't lie, when I first did the 24%, I didn't think it sounded that great, but our clients have been raving about it. And then when I think about it from their perspective, if we could say, all right, Simon, we got 4 contacts here, we can guarantee one of them is moving. I think that that's information that anyone in real estate would want right now. So a lot of our clients, they'll actually send over their entire database ahead of time. We run the report on everyone, and then you put a checkbox next to the ones they actually want us to mail to. So it's almost a little creepy, but it has taken some of the guesswork out of which of the contacts we should be marketing to. And then the whole reason that these things work, because there are a lot of options when it comes to marketing in real estate. I always start on the right side. Newsletters, flyers, postcards, emails. These things are great. They do serve a purpose, but I'm sure everyone in this meeting right now gets postcards in their own mailbox from other businesses. And I know I keep a little recycling bin by the door for a reason. And on the left side, the dinners, the bottles of wine, the gift cards, these are great gestures. Your clients will love them. They make great closing gifts. But if we are trying to take every one of our contacts on a quarterly dinner, we'll all go broke along the process. So the nice thing is we fall right here in the middle. It is half the price of a Hallmark card, but it is being seen as a gift and item of value. So it makes it past the trash. It hits the coffee table, the nightstand next to the bed, and it stays there for 6 weeks on average. So it really keeps you in front of those contacts longer. So that's really the concept of it. And then the last thing I have for you guys is just the office promotion. But before we get to the pricing, I just want to see what your thoughts were overall, what kind of questions you guys have on the magazines, the customization, who it's going out to. And again, if there are any clients here that want to share thoughts and work with us, feel free.
Anyone have questions? No question. Is there a, is it a subscription? Is it a 1-year commitment? How does this work?
Spoiler alert, we are doing no contract for you guys. You don't have to go anything long-term. We'd love to keep earning your business back. Yep. And there are 3 things that we tie together with the office promotion. So the big discount's the activation fee. Usually it's the $300 to get set up with us. We're going to drop it down to just $99. So it's a one-time $99 setup fee. It's good for life. And this gets you in line with one of our marketing coaches. So the marketing coach, it is a person. It is not a robot, not an AI system. They work with you through the entire process. And really what we need from you over the next few weeks is send over any photos or information about yourself that you want included, and then the list of the contacts that you want us to mail to. So we try to make it easy, especially if your contacts are in KW Command. We work with a ton of KW agents, so we make it a really easy process for you guys. Moving to the right, the cost of the magazines, we usually price those off of a sliding scale. The more you buy, lower the cost. We're just going to give everyone the bulk rate. It's $4.99 per magazine, and that covers everything. So the shipping and handling, the customization is all included. So again, for half the price of a Hallmark card, you get a 48-page custom magazine. We mail it right to the contacts. So we do cover that postage. And the minimum order is just 50 magazines. So again, most people really target that A list of their database. The 50 times the $4.99 comes out to be $249. And the nice thing is you don't pay for the magazines up front today. You pay for the magazines the week that you want them being mailed out. We have mailing options for you every single week. So it's totally at your pace. You pick your own deadline with it. Now, as I mentioned, our last Christmas delivery deadline is this Friday. So if you do want to get it out for that last Christmas delivery deadline, we would need your contact and photo by the end of this week. So it is sneaking up on us here, but still plenty of time. And then we do have our New Year edition right behind it. So that one's also a great way to make sure you're getting in front of your contacts before the spring market. And again, while everyone's kind of writing them to buy their new home on their New Year's resolutions list, the New Year edition is always a popular one too. And then the last thing is, like I mentioned, it's no contract. So we have new magazines every 2 months, 6 times a year total. And again, we'd love to keep you guys around for the long term. And the best way for us to do it is to prove that it works. If we can get you some referrals, I'm sure you guys are glad to keep us around for some future mailings. And then the last thing I was going to touch on, I know one of the best things about this magazine, it does give you a bi-monthly reason to call some of your contacts and clients. And we know that sometimes those calls aren't the easiest thing to do. You can give them a call, see what they thought of the magazine, see if they tried the recipe on page 12. But then from there, you could do what you do best and sprinkle some real estate in, see if they do have any friends or family that might be looking to move. And again, the whole reason that New Year edition and the holiday edition are so popular, all the big family get-togethers are happening. I know my wife is one of 10 kids. So every holiday dinner, there's no shortage of someone announcing they're having a baby, someone's getting engaged, maybe a divorce or two. But all the good family gossip comes up at the holidays, and a lot of it turns into some real estate the following spring. And again, the same thing with the new year. I'm sure there are tons of people in your database that are planning to buy a new home next year. So this does give you that really great reason to touch base with them. But that's pretty much it for me. I just want to land on this giant QR code to finish up. They started letting us do like a little day of the webinar flash sale. So if anyone is thinking this sounds like a nice idea to try out for the end of the year, anyone that signs up the day of the meeting, if you scan this QR code, you get a 15 free magazine credit from us. So anyone that hops on board today, if you scan this code, you'll get 15 magazines on us, which knocks an extra $75 off the first order. So instead of being the $249, it would drop it down to just under $174. So I know we always have questions on the pricing and the logistics of it all. So what questions did you guys have?
Anyone have any questions?
That's for our Wi-Fi?
The question is, yeah, the question is Zeth, is this the $99 is a one-time fee?
Yes, so that is a one-time fee. It is good for life. You'll never pay that again.
Any other questions? All right. Well, Seth, thank you so much for coming in and providing us with lunch. Great information. Take advantage of this. Most of your top agents that are out in the South Bay, I've seen these, and these are good conversational pieces. It can be delivered to your home address as well, so that way you can have a stack of them as you're doing your open houses, or you can also get them sent directly to your clients that you wish as well. So awesome, Seth. Well, thank you very much. Let's give Seth a round of applause. Thank you.
Does anyone need the QR code before I take the screen down for you guys, Simon?
Say again?
Does anyone need the QR code before I take the screen down?
Anyone else? I think we're good.
All right, awesome. Well, yeah, well, thanks again for having us on, and I'll turn things back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Seth.
Thanks, Simon. Talk to you guys soon.
You bet. Thank you. All right, let's get Nina up here real quick. Nina, come up. Let's give Nina a round of applause, please. So this morning for the mentorship program, you know, she announced all of the winners. Obviously, Nina has taken the role and has stepped forward into the productivity program. And I want to acknowledge Nina's efforts. You know, ever since she's taken on this role, she's kind of revolutionized in how she's doing it. She has that teacher mentality, and you know, the activities lead to opportunities. So I wanted to have Nina just kind of share and congratulate the October winners as well, but also, you know, just to provide, you know, the necessary approach if you're looking for, you know, an opportunity to grow and you feel like, maybe you need some coaching or mentorship, Nina would be the right person to do so. So without further ado, Nina, let's take it away and congratulate all of the winners today.
We'll bring up Meryl. Karina, are you still here? Yeah, Karina, come here. You can come up here. No, Jojo has to leave, but I really want to acknowledge these ladies because they have been putting so much work this past 2 months that I've seen their numbers go up as far as the activities go, but also the leads that are coming in for each of them, and we're working on trying to convert them. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the mentors for putting in the time and effort to having them be up here, because I do want to give a shout out to Salvador, two of his mentors, and
Yes.
two mentees. They were on
Yes.
top 2 and 3 for the past 2 months. So that says a lot about the type of work that he's doing. So thank you, ladies.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much and congratulations. Yes.
And then just briefly, as far as the program goes, it's really hands-on learning how to submit offers, learning how to do presentations. This month's homework is going to be doing a listing presentation with your accountability partner on Zoom and recording it and sending it to me, so that we can see where you guys are and where we need to help you. But I just appreciate all the support from Simon, Manny, everybody, Jennifer, that is allowing me to put this program here and making sure that more production is coming in, and I'm already seeing it. I have Ace, who already has a BRBC coming up pretty soon, so congratulations on that. A couple of agents that got listings already this month as well, and some that are pending. One that should be closing on Friday. So we're already starting to see the momentum from these past 2 months, and I'm excited to see what the new year is bringing forth.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations. Now, just to add to that, Nina, the point system, how does the point system work? So it's based on activities, right?
Yes, it's activities. It could range anywhere from door knocking to cold calling, as far as how many doors you're knocking, the homework assignments, the classes they're attending, any open houses that they're hosting, showing properties. Every little thing adds up, because it really is important that you just do something, right? Because at the end of the day, the more that you do, the business is gonna come. So I just wanted to make sure that as far as the point system goes, they get credit for every single thing that they do that is lead generating.
Well, and I can see that Maryland got 4,550, 4,900
A lot.
door knocking.
A lot of events.
Good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It took a lot of door knocking, and
Yeah, that's awesome.
door is a point, so.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's,
Beautiful. Again, congratulations. Awesome. We need to see some guys also too up here. It's always always the ladies, and congratulations to our October mentor and recognizing Salvador Garcia. So if you see him, give him a high five. He's doing an amazing job. The rest of the mentors are doing fantastic as well, holding the agents accountable and making sure that we're pushing our agents into production. And that's the beautiful thing, because we want you to graduate so that way you kind of understand the basics of how real estate works. And once you understand, then it's systematic, folks. It's no difference than going on a $500,000 listing than a $2.5 million listing. The process is always the same. But again, I want to thank Nina and obviously all of the mentors that have stepped up to really help all of our agents, thrive and grow. So awesome. All right, let's continue. I believe we got Matt next. So yes, Matt Giggling with Fidelity National Title. He has an update, and I tell him you need to come and talk about this because it's a pressing situation that's occurring this Monday, right?
It's happening Monday. We sent out an email on this only because it was urgent. It's going to affect transactions. It won't just so you start here, it won't necessarily affect your transactions.
Yeah.
Because you're not in the area where it mainly is affected. However, there are some things that you're going to see maybe in a preliminary report that will confuse you or surprise you. So I'm going to try to explain it. So what it is AB 851. Governor Newsom signed it into law. It takes place starting on November 10th. It sunsets in January of 27. And it's basically trying to stop unsolicited offers to the fire victims so they don't get offers when they're financially in trouble, having a hard time, and someone buys their property for $500,000 less than it should be, right? Someone knocks on the door and say, hey, here's an offer for 2 million when it's worth 2.5 or 4. They need the money, they take it, and they kind of got hoodwinked, right? So they're trying to stop that from happening. That's the basis of, it's actually a good law. I think it's a good law to stop that from happening. But your areas, if you look at the flyer that I passed out, there's zip codes that are affected, yours are not. Of course, if you did a transaction up there, you'd want to pay attention to it. But what's going to happen is this was the government gave it to the county recorder, who is also a government entity, and they kind of push back and says, hey, this is too much for us to do. Why don't you give it to the title and escrow companies? So it kind of got thrown on us, kind of last minute, to be honest. So all the preliminary reports are going to come out with an exception for AB 851, because when we run a prelim, we don't have a zip code. The assessor doesn't put the zip code in their information. We just have 500 Maryland Street in El Segundo, but we don't get the zip code. And as you know, there are some areas that a zip code could be LA County, could be Torrance. You got them in Mar Vista and Culver City. You got all these little overlays. San Pedro probably has a bunch of them. So those overlays are what we can't decipher. So the title companies are not going to decipher. We're going to put a disclaimer in there that eliminates this item unless this document, and I don't know if you received our email yesterday, maybe some of you did. Did any of you receive the email? A few of you did. If you want to receive our emails, I'd be happy to take your business card. Do we have good emails? Anyone? Al? Yeah, good content. We don't send you junk. It's always good content. This was yesterday's email, by the way. So if you want to give me your business card, I'll make sure you're added. That's just a side note. But this is called an attestation. That is meaning a certification. You're confirming that you bought this property in Palisades that was not unsolicited, meaning the property was, if it's a for sale by owner, it was listed on the internet. It had a sign in the front yard. They intentionally posted it as like a constructive notice. So you can't go make an offer on something that's never been, anyone knows about it. It's not in the MLS. So that document is basically saying we did not do that. The property was listed or there was a sign, and they're basically both signing the document confirming that it was solicited correctly. Okay, that's what it is. That's all it is. I think Simon got some emails like, wait a minute, what is this? They were a little confused because it was a pretty long email, but it explained this concept. So do you have any questions on it in general? Or are you okay with what I've explained? Yes,
How
sir.
does that impact, like, let's say if I'm working with wholesalers and, just happen to.
Well, if
I
it
mean, I
falls,
guess
if
now
it
you want to
falls
stay out
into
of
those
that.
areas, they can't give an unsolicited offer to the
Right.
seller. They can't walk up to the door and say, hey, I'll buy it for whatever. That's exactly what they're trying to stop.
Got it.
Right, that's where they're trying to stop. It's actually a good law, right? It's a good law because we want to make sure people get the money they deserve for the property they're selling and not less than it should be. But if you want to be on our email list, we give good email, really good. Just feel free to give me your card, or you can shoot me an email or text. I'll leave a couple of cards up here, and me or Javi will put you on the list so you have it. We usually send out something once a week. Okay.
Very good, Matt.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Let's give them buckets.
Anyone else?
And if you have any additional questions, by all means, please reach out to Matt and Fidelity. They'll be more than happy to address it. Like I said, only the affected areas this applies, okay? Not yet, not here in the South Bay, so you're good to go with unsolicited offers. Because I know I got a couple agents yesterday. Why? I go in and try to do blind offers, door knock, and say that I have clients that are interested in moving into the neighborhood. So the area that impacts are those zip codes that are on there. Other than that, you're good to go with the that type of practice. Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide, please. All right. So for family reunion next year in February, we are having, who knows this gentleman here? Yeah. We got Jay Shetty, who's going to be the keynote speaker for family reunion next year in February at Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm super excited. If you see him on social media, awesome person. He's going to be the keynote speaker for family reunion. All right, let's continue. We also have a lineup of amazing events, social media con, Creator Games. That'll be Sunday, February 22nd in family reunion. Next slide. And a full day dedicated to mastering social media at no additional cost in family reunion. So this family reunion has a lot of great stuff going on. All right, let's continue. Next slide. Here's the lineup speakers. Any of these individuals that you recognize? No? Okay, so Neil, I do know Neil. Great motivational speaker on digital. Jenny, Will, and Valerie are going to be part of the lineup at the CEO Summit. All right, let's continue. So it will be at the Atlanta Convention Center. Family Reunion 2026. Next slide. Okay, so listing pitches, buyers, needs and wants. I know we have, yes, come up here. We have a guest from the LA Harbor, Alice Rodriguez. Awesome. How are you?
Hooky flyers here, you guys. Thank you for letting me attend. Yeah, thank you so much for Hooky flyers, but big one.
So the listing that you're going to pitch is here in Torrance, right?
Yes.
How you feeling, by the way? You and I are also hurting the knee. Is it the right or left one?
Mine's the left one.
Mine's just the right.
Yours are right, okay, so we won't be doing one of those potato sack races. Well, I guess we could with the other.
Yeah, we'll support one another, right? There we go.
Like we do with KW, right?
That's right.
You guys, I'm Alice Rodriguez, and yes, I'm with the LA Harbor office over on Western, and several of you I've known and worked with, many, and I see Mr. Rivera back there who I haven't seen for 15 years, and Matt as well, but thank you for letting me come. It's gonna go live today on the market, and the reason why I'm here is because I won't be able to do it till later today. But I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, about 1,700 square feet over in Country Hills, Rolling Hills Road and Crenshaw. It's a 1 level because there's a lot of 2 levels over there. So it's a 1 level, all remodeled in the last 5 years, outside stucco, as well as the interior, which has got an 8-foot island and the kitchen. Oh, and in the back, they have a swim spa.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's not a pool, but it's not a jacuzzi, but it's a little bigger. And they have that with a beautiful deck, all done to the nines. Asking price. Guess, no, I'm joking. Close. No, 1550.
Oh.
Okay, 1550. It's almost 1,700 square feet, huge lot, move-in ready. Like I said, all done they did pergola in the front, they did pergola in the back, very entertaining. And I'm having brokers tomorrow. And the reason why I'm here is I really, would really appreciate the attendance to come and see it. And I would want your opinion of what you think of the pricing versus what you're seeing. I mean, I always encourage that. And I like to share that with my client as well. Okay, and they are moving to Mission Viejo. So it's a pretty clean, it's not contingent on them moving, but that's where they're going to end up at. So tomorrow's brokers, and then this weekend, of course, open house. And Tina Choi in your office. I've been partnering with Tina for over a year now. And she's going to help because I got a bum leg. She's going to help me with my open house. Yeah, she's going to come and help me out. But everything's done to the nines. Viking stove, Viking dishwasher, the pull-out microwave drawer. She even has a drawer for the dog bowl, in the island. It's like, okay. So the dog likes it. The dog knows when he's not going to eat when it's closed. But it's very slick. It's a very slick property. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna have a lunch, of course, sandwiches and pastas and fruits and stuff like that. Okay, champagne.
Okay.
All right, that means that all of us should be going out there.
That's right.
A few of us are going to be in Woodland Hills, but the rest of you should go and visit, to support our KW agent as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, you guys. Okay,
Yeah.
hopefully next week we'll have it sold. Because I really think the pricing is aggressive. I think it's good for the quality of the product and the size. I believe it, but I'd appreciate your opinion.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you
so
for
much.
allowing me to do this.
Have fun. 12 to 2 tomorrow. Okay. Chris, I think is providing the shuttles. Yeah, awesome, awesome. All right,
Sorry. And I'm gonna send Ally one as well, but if you want an, electronic, link for the property, I have an unbranded one too, and if you wanna cross promote, just go ahead and give me a buzz and I'll send it to you guys and you can cross promote, send it to your clients and all that. It won't have my branding on there, okay?
wonderful. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, anyone else? Coming
Yes,
soon?
I have something.
Who's this?
Oh, this is Heather Tanada.
Hey, what's up, Heather? Yes.
Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
I
Wednesday.
have a just listed in the city of Hawthorne. It's 4534 West 129th Street. It's 4 beds, 2 baths, 1,876 square feet. It's a single family home. And we've listed it for 1,080,000, Sabrina Weiner and I. So if you have any buyers, please let me know. Would love to have you come take a look. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Anyone else? All right, let's get Chris Rivera with our mortgage update.
Simon, there's one in the notes, if you could read it out.
Pardon me?
There's one new listing in the chat section.
Oh, let me see. 1 second, Chris. Okay, so we have property in the city of Torrance, 3914 West 231st Place, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, area 129. It's currently listed for 1.490. Move-in ready, large lot. So yeah, make sure to if you have any questions, you can ask Brandon Beers. Awesome. Thank you, Nat. All right, Chris, take it away, my friend.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yes.
How is everyone today? Good. So you guys all know that last week the Feds did decrease rates. Unfortunately, we've got a little hiccup. Rates have kind of deteriorated a little bit, but we're in still great territories. So just a real quick synopsis, FHA is still about 5.5% on a 30-year fix. Conforming conventional, you're looking at about 6 and 8, depending on FICO score. Jumbo pricing and high balance about 6.25 to 6.5, depending on FICO score and program type. So rates are pretty good for us. I mean, we're in the low 6s. We're getting a lot of activity for people who are refinancing off their 7s. So everything that you guys pitched out there last year is actually happening because they did buy the property, right? They married the property, they dated the rate. Well, we're now able to refinance them into a lower rate, and we're saving people hundreds of dollars each and every month. But they locked into the value of their home because you guys were good enough to get them into those homes at last year prices, right? That's why we tell you guys, marry the property, date the rate, because you can always refinance at a later time. And we still anticipate rates to continue to go down. Although I think off the table is probably the December rate cut, probably not going to happen. Unemployment numbers that came in from ADP today were actually better than expected, but they put the bar so low, it was really easy for it to come over that number. We're like 25,000 jobs created, which is bad, but they only anticipated 10,000. So they jumped the bar. So without any information coming out, which is the BLS report, I don't see the Feds really making a move to decrease rates in December off of what Powell said last week, because it's all data dependent and he's not going to get the data because the government shut down. They can't get that report. And without that report, we're probably not going to see a rate cut, but that's okay. Those cuts don't really drive interest rates. Wall Street does. So the overall flavor will still be rates will suppress into the end of the year and then in the beginning of 26 and beyond. So we are going to see rates into the 5s at some point in time. We just have to be a little bit more patient. But so keep that phrase out there, marry the property, date the rate. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you about interest rates. But I wanted to come out today and kind of let you guys know about temporary buydowns. We've talked about them in the past. I've let you know it's a great way to be able to, instead of have a price reduction, give incentives to the buyer for a temporary rate buydown. But it's one thing to say it. It's another thing for you guys to understand it so that you guys can give it to the seller and tell them exactly what that means. How does it help the buyer? how does this move the property a little bit better, right? Because it's one thing to say it, but what does it mean? Natalie, next slide. So a temporary buy down is just a reduction in interest rate through a period of time where the borrower gets a reduced payment. Doesn't do anything to their interest rate. They get a reduction in payments from that note rate. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example later on, but basically all we're doing is putting the difference of what the payment should be to what they're going to make. That variance we're putting into an escrow account to be drawn on each and every month for a period of time. So the payment gets relieved to the borrower. That's basically what's happening, right? Now, the borrower still has to qualify at the note rate. So it's not all of a sudden like, oh, great, my borrower is going to get more home, be able to afford more because we have a temporary reduction. It's not. It's a temporary payment reduction. That's all that's happening. Now, in past, it's always been seller paid, right? And the reason why I bring this to you guys today is because we have sources now that will allow not only the seller to contribute to this, but you as the agent can contribute to it if you want to, or even the lender. And that's the huge thing, is the lender can now do that. So we can do this for the client. We have to give them a slightly higher interest rate for their note rate, but then we put the money off to the side so they can then have a reduction in monthly payment. So that's what a temporary buy down is. Now I want to show you how it works, right? So you guys can present this to your sellers. Natalie, next page. This just lets you go out to your clients now and let them know exactly what they can do with a temporary buy down and what it is. So there's really 4 types of buy downs. You can do a 3-2-1 buy down, a 2-1 buy down, a 1-1, and a 1-0. What does that mean? All right, so 3-2-1 is the most aggressive. Basically, it means you're going to get 3% reduction in payment for the first year, and then 2% reduction for the payment for the second year, 1% for the third year, and then from the 4th through the 30th year, it's back up to the note rate, right? 2-1 is probably the most popular. That's where you hear everyone talking about a 2-1 buy down. Works the same way. First year, you have a 2% reduction in rate for payment purposes. Second year will be 1%, and then from third there on, it's the normal note rate, right? So what we do is we create a custodial account. So we take all the funds and we put it into the account, and each month that the payment is due, the client makes the reduction in monthly payment for the temporary relief. We just draw from that custodial account to marry them together to make the full payment. They still get the full benefits because the note rate is the note rate. That's what has to be made each and every month, and it is. They just get temporary relief for a period of time. Natalie, next page. So you have to be cautious though, because if you're going to ask the seller to pay these, you have to be mindful of that. We do have max seller concessions, right? So if we're talking about conventional loans, if it's 10% or less in the down payment, max concession is 3. 25% and above, 6%. But you guys have to know that, because if you're going to ask the seller for the concession, we have to make sure we're asking for the right amount, right? FHA is capped at 6%, VA is at 4%. So that's what a temporary buy down is. Now, when you hear buy down, usually we used to do what we call just standard rate buy downs, and they still apply. But if you did a standard rate buy down, it's typically 1/4 to 1. What that means is for a 1/4 reduction or change in rate, you're going to see a change in 1 point fee to the client. So if par pricing is 6% at no points to the client, well, I can raise my rate to 6 1/4, and now I generate 1 back for the client, right? Or if you wanted a reduction in rate, we can go down to 5.75, and now it's a cost to the buyer of 1 point. So it's a 1/4 reduction in rate. There's a change at 1 point to pricing. That's typically how a rate buy down would work for standard. But the problem with that is permanent. So when you buy the rate down because you paid that point, yes, you got a better rate, but now you're locked into that. And there's a buyback. There's a break even. You have to look at, well, how much am I saving by doing that, right? Had to outlay 1 point. That was the cost. The benefit is lower monthly payment. And typically you're going to see it's right about 5 years for a 1/4 to 1 reduction. And that works on all 30-year fixes. So you'll see that. So it's great when you're at the bottom of the market to to pay that extra point and get a lower rate, because you're gonna be in that financial vehicle for a long period of time. You'll be there longer than 6 months or 60 months, so you should do it. But in today's market, what we know rates are sliding, you don't wanna do that, right? Because you're not gonna be in it for 60 months. So you wanna do a temporary buy down. All right, now next slide. So now you know exactly what it is, how they work, but let's see the inner workings, of how they actually come about. Now, I have a spreadsheet. It takes me like a minute to do this. All I have to do it really is put in 2 fields. I put the loan amount in, I put what the interest rate is, and it just auto calculates this, right? And if you guys contact me, I can get you this. This is an Excel spreadsheet. It's very easy to do. But I wanted to show you an example. So we plug in the loan amount, 600,000. It's immaterial of taxes and insurance. So we don't really care what the sale price is. It's based on the loan amount. 600,000, it's written at 6%. It automatically knows it's a 30-year fix, and the monthly payment should be $35.97, right? So let's concentrate on the 2-1 buy down, because that's the most common one. Well, what does that mean? The note rate is 6%, and we know the payment is $35.97. Well, for the first year, you're going to get 2% reduction in payment. So we're going to look at it like it was a 4% interest rate. That payment is $28.64, but the note rate should be $35.97, right? So the variance is $732 a month. So all we do is we take that number, times it by 12, and that's how much has to go in for the first year. 87.93 for the first year, right? That gives them that 2% reduction. And the same thing for the next year, because now it's at 5%. And they just look at what the payment is. What's the variance? It's now 376 times 12. You're at $4,500. You add them together. Now $13,300 is what you need from the seller to give as a credit to the buyer. That's pretty good, because now the borrower's got this payment relief, right? Because going back to the marrying the property, date the rates, this kind of helps you, because it gives them the payment relief and they get it today, right? And all that money that's in that custodial account, if you don't use it, let's say you only have it for 12 months, whatever's still left in that account is then replenished not to the borrower, but to the principal reduction, right? So they don't lose it. Where you do a temporary buy down, after you pay it off, it's gone. You've lost it, right? You didn't recoup the cost. It's gone. This, the money's that's set aside, if they don't use it, that money goes to their principal reduction, right? So this is how a 2-1 buy down works. 3-1, you can see how aggressive that is. We can do a 1-0 buy down. These are typically what the lender will do for you now. Now that we have the ability to do them, we will do a 1-0 buy down. We just have to increase the rate. Now, just quick things for you to know. For a 1-0 buy down, it's about 3/4 a fee I have to give back to the client. For something up here, it's about 2.25 in fee. So that's when you're asking the seller, just know in your head, it's about 2.25% of the loan amount is what you need to fund this, right? So, Natalie, next page. So I wanted to show you some other ones. Here's a 900,000 with a 6.25 rate. It calculates it like that, and it's the same breakdown. It just tells you exactly how much you're saving each month and how much we have to set up in that custodial account. Natalie, last one. And they'll do this all the way up to high balance conforming. And we also have jumbo lenders now, so we can get into the 1.5 loan amounts. They offer these too. Okay, so just know that it's for any loan out there. You just have to make sure that the client is aware of how it works, because I don't want them to think like, oh, great, I got a 4% rate. No, you've got a 6% rate. We just bought it down to 4%. Not buy it down, I should say. We gave you a payment based on 4% for the first year, right? You had a question.
I probably missed this, but so let's say this is off of a $1.2 million loan, right? So when you're negotiating, let's say the seller's actually gonna pay for that. So going off of a 2-1 buy down, so in escrow there, the seller is they're gonna agree to the credit of 26,000?
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll say
okay.
27, because that's
Okay.
the right number, right? So what he asks is, if you were going to do a 2-1 buy down for the buyer, what would you ask the seller? You would ask him for a $27,000 credit, right? And it allowed them now to have a 2% savings for the first year in monthly payments, right? And that's pretty great, 27,000 reduction. or I should say sell a credit, is better than any $50,000 or $100,000 reduction you may have to get, just to spur the market to move that property. That's why these are great incentives to the buyer as a carrot, so that you don't really have to have an aggressive sale price reduction, right? Any other questions?
How much for the buyer or the seller need to pay for the permanent buy down or standard the same payment?
No, it's different, because remember, it's a quarter to one. So for a quarter reduction in interest rates, 1 point. So in this case, 1 point of that is $12,000.
One time?
One time, right?
For permanent, for the 10
For-
years. fixed,
Right,
okay.
right, and they then bought it down a quarter, right? But that's not good in today's market, because it's gonna take you 60 months to recoup the cost, that outlay, right? So it's better to do these type of programs, the temporary buy downs, until you get to the bottom of the market, then it's good to do that.
So they would not be able to refinance.
No, they can, absolutely, because it's just a standard note. Just any Fannie Freddie product, we'll do it on conventional FHA, VA, you just got a normal loan. It's just something separate, it's kind of like a bell and whistle to that program. But there's no prepayment penalty on the loan, none of them are written with a prepayment penalty, so you can pay it off whenever you want. And again, if you refinance, what's ever in that custodial account that is not used goes to principal reduction, right? So that's that incentive that seller gave them, they didn't lose it, it's still there. Right? Any other questions?
So we just have to be cognizant, because you earlier when you mentioned that, you know, for certain loans it's 3%, that's the cap on the
Right.
concessions. So we have to be cognizant when we're negotiating another closing cost during the deal, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's the reason why I put that
Yeah.
chart up there. And I'll send this out to you guys. Because you have to know, like, well, if you're trying to get this and then some other repairs, so
Yeah.
you're getting concessions in lieu of repairs, well, it might kick you over that cap. So
Okay.
you just have to know. Farrah?
Reduction, it will reduce what they owe, but it doesn't make a difference in their payment.
No, it doesn't. It does not. But it doesn't matter because you're refinancing. Right? So you want principal reduction and then you're gonna refinance to a lower rate anyway, right? Any other questions? All right, guys, so now you know it's something that you can take out to your sellers and show them now the benefit to it, right? It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to see it.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys need it, you can contact me. I can get you this Excel spreadsheet out and you can play around with it. So there you go.
Awesome.
Oh, yes, just actually, there's a lot of you, so just email me or text me and I'll get it out to you. All right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, real quick, just so we can close out the team meeting. Next slide. All right, upcoming events. This Friday, I'm going to be talking about winning investor offers, creative structures, and streamlines, how to work with investors, what they're looking for, how to navigate the purchase agreement. It's going to be more of a candid conversations because obviously all of us somewhat know how to write up an offer, but it's the conversationals, how you can win more investors to work with you. So this will be this Friday, November 7th. Next slide. Again, if you have not registered for a business planning clinic, I encourage you to do so. It's around the corner next week at the South Bay Association of Realtors from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Please register. It is going to be the 4 offices as well, so you want to be there early. It's a great segue to get going for your 2026 business. So business fundamentals, customer service strategies, money management. We're going to be talking, and we have a great speaker on AI as well, and winning conversations for top performers. Okay, so November 13th. Next slide. And then we have our signups for our potluck. You know, we always have a great participation. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out the clipboard. If you want to participate with our potluck, it'll be Wednesday, November 19th from 12 to 2. In lieu of our team meeting, we're going to be having our potluck here in the office. Okay, let's continue. Next slide. And then this one, I'm super excited. Who has heard Stephen Thompson before? He's come to the office. He's a great speaker. He's going to be talking about the 2026 housing forecast. All agents are welcome to be part of this. It'll be in two locations. One, we have them here at the South Bay, November 20th from 10:30 to 12. And then we also have them at the KW Coastal Properties on December 4th. So you can either be here this month, or if you missed it this month, you also have the opportunity to go to the Long Beach office as well and see him there as well. He will be live and in person. So he's going to be talking about values, what they anticipate in 2026, everything related to real estate. And it's going to be a great conversation. And he's just an awesome guy when it comes to forecasting. All right, next slide.
10 to 12 on the 20th.
Go back to the slide again, Nat, please. So yes, 10:30 to 12 p.m. November 20th. November 20th. Which one? The business class,
No, not the business, it's about the investor.
oh, the contract class.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Friday, 10:30. It'll be here 10:30 at the office or on Zoom. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's, I think that concludes our team meeting. So please make sure to register for a potluck, and we love for all of you to be here. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.